afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Paul Spiritual Christian Church. Today's medium is Lawrence Saville, who I think most of you know. And
those of you who don't will by the end, all right? Oh, hang on, we've got a conversation. All right, oh, good.
Is it right?
Carry on, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. And Lawrence will now give the opening prayer.
Thank you, Sue. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So if you can just still your minds just for this short time. Put aside all your cares, concerns, your troubles, your woes. Set aside all those things that beset us in our daily lives. For these things have no place here. For this is your time to commune with the God of your own understanding, by linking through with that divine thread which resides within all things. And we humbly ask as we gather here today, that we use this time wisely, that we use this time for community, for fellowship, for love, for healing and communication. And we use this time also to listen to the words of the guides and inspirers, to bring in philosophy and new ways of thinking for us to consider. I would ask as your medium here today that my mind be stilled, to become that of a pond, so that all that is cast upon it be reflected back truly and without altercation from my own physical mind. And we now leave this service, this gathering, this divine coming together, under your tender care and keeping. Amen. And if you care to, please, now join in with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Thank you.
Now it's time for our healing meditation, where we can silently send our healing thoughts to loved ones and to the world, whoever. So it's just a few minutes of silent meditation. Dear Lord, thank you for guiding our healing thoughts for those in need. Amen.
Amen.
And now for our first music is When I Get Where I'm Going.
Come on.
Oh, the other one.
About your 50-50.
Sorry. Let there be peace on earth.
Good afternoon again, everybody. Short reading here from Tim Freak, and this was a book that was referenced on Sunday by our Mark Stone during the Lyceum service, and I purchased the book, and yeah, really good. It goes like this. Imagine for a moment you are dreaming. You are completely engrossed in the dramas of your dream world when a mysterious stranger appears in your dreams. He sidles up to you and softly whispers something extraordinary in your ear. Psst! Wake up. You're dreaming. You are disconcerted, but keep your cool. You know the best way to deal with people who are clearly out of the box is to nod politely and hope that they will go away. But the stranger is persistent. I know it sounds mad to you right now, but you are dreaming. You feel irritated. That's observed. The stranger is unperturbed. Is it really absurd? Haven't you noticed how full of significant patterns and strange coincidences your experience is? As if there is some hidden meaning. Well, that's because this is a dream. You become angry. What? Are you saying that this world is some kind of unreal delusion? I find that offensive. Tell that to all those people who are suffering. The stranger is patient. Of course this world is real. It is a real dream world. Its wonders are truly wonderful, and its horrors are truly horrible. I'm not dismissing it. I'm simply pointing out that it is a dream. You are confused. What do you mean? The stranger explains. Right now, you think that you are a person talking to me, but that's just who you temporarily appear to be in this dream. The real you is the dreamer, and the whole dream world exists in you. You feel stunned. Are you asking me to believe that I am imagining talking to you? Surely you are not a product of my imagination. The stranger smiles kindly. The person that you seem to be is not imagining this conversation with me, because that person is a part of this dream. But really, you are the dreamer who is imagining everything and everyone in this dream. We appear to be separate people having a conversation, but actually, we are both the dreamer. You begin to panic. Now you're freaking me out. I'm losing hold on who I am. The stranger is reassuring. Don't worry, you're just beginning to wake up. This is a dream of awakening. It is designed to make you progressively more conscious until you realize you're conscious enough to realize that you're dreaming. You stand there confused. But I don't understand. How do I wake up? The stranger looks you straight in the eye. You can wake up any time you want. You simply have to want to wake up more than you fear it. And there is nothing to fear. Waking up feels good. Knowing you are dreaming is the secret of enjoying your dream. Your anxiety becomes excitement. You want to wake up. And the more you want to wake up, the more you are become conscious that you are dreaming. And that feels good. You are no longer frightened of all the terrors that may afflict you in your dreams, because you know the real you is safe. Even if the person you seem to be were to die, it would be okay, because actually you are the dreamer. Overwhelmed with gratitude, you begin to thank the stranger, but he has moved on and is now deep in conversation with someone else who is looking shocked and intrigued. You call after him, "What now?" He turns and briefly grins. Enjoy the dream and help everyone to enjoy it as well, because we are all you. For a moment you just stand there and let this awesome realization sink in. Then you notice nearby a number of anxious-looking people hurrying about their business, fully convinced they know exactly who they are and what is going on. You smile to yourself. You sidle up to one of them and whisper softly, "Psst, wake up, you're dreaming." That is a wonderful, wonderful reading, and I know to hear it you may lose a lot of the understanding, but it really is a very deep and profound reading there. And it does, doesn't it? It does make you wonder. If we look at this world today, you know, we're dealing with today's world. We're people of today's world here now experiencing this. I'm sure I'm not the only one to think, am I dreaming? Am I imagining this? We've only got to look at the newspapers, those of you who still do, or the television, and just think, this must be a dream. Well, the truth is, it is a dream. You know, I see a lot of familiar faces here and a lot of new faces also too, and welcome, welcome, welcome. No matter where you are on your path within spiritualism, we've been attending churches or centres or online readings or private sittings with mediums, gaining that understanding that this life isn't it. That we are here for this short time. We are here dreaming. Because our real self, our real spirit, our real soul is still in the spirit lands, however you may picture that. It's for nobody to tell you what heaven looks like. We create our own heaven. But we are here, almost like an app to the mainframe. We are here for this time to experience. And of course, being in this realm, being in this physicality, brings with it its own rigours and demands, brings with it its own constraints upon how we think, how we act, and how we are. But we also need to remember, as the reading refers to, that this is but a dream. This will all pale one day. A lot of people are thinking, well, if this is a dream, it's a nightmare and I want out of it. We create our own dreams. We create our own presence. We create our own energy. If we allow things to intimidate us and frighten us, they surely will. But as you delve more and more into that understanding of spirit, our own spirit, our soul's journey, of why we're here at this time, why we've elected for this experience, you begin to understand the littleness of all of this. That greater expansion of consciousness. I mean, what greater truth that mediums strive day after day after day from our church platforms, our centres, on the internet now, to prove the continuity of life to everybody. And people receiving those messages, that's not the goal. It's not the goal to come here and have a message. Spirit work hard to keep sowing these seeds, to give you that evidence, to support your own quest, your own journey of thinking, well, that stranger has just given me somebody who I know and they don't know me, so how does that work? That should be the question in your minds when you leave any demonstrations of these evidential mediumships. And to also through the art of healing. We're pleased to say here that we are getting back well on our feet now with our healing activities, which is always a mainstay of this church. And if you can receive that comfort, that peace, that healing through one of the spiritual healers who work in this church, again, you've got a message to say, find out. How does that work? Explore. If we look at this life in a physical sense, I'm sure nobody here would agree that we can just confine it to the 4 years and more that we're going to be here, and that's it. Every experience, the first time you held a child, the first time you held your grandchildren, the first time you met the love of your life. Cast your mind back to these moments and just feel that energy, that presence, that power, that strength that flowed through you. That's the true you coming to the fore. That is you and your soul and your spirit as one combined. Those are the moments when you are awake to feel that presence. The rest will pass away. The rest is of the moment. The rest is ephemeral. The rows that we have with friends and neighbours, the sighs that we let out looking out because it's raining, they don't matter. They are just ephemera, of no substance. But when we really start to wake up, when we really start to question, why am I here? What is the purpose of my existence? Don't constrain yourself to say my life, because we then put that into a material form. I am existing at this time, why? We heard from this platform on Sunday somebody who said, I always ask why. And it's all these threads, these coincidences, because all the answers are there for you to find. but they're not going to be served up on a plate and go, here you go, here's your journey, here's the goal, happy, right, next. Because to present things in that way would deny you the journey, because the journey is where we learn. And the goal is what we have learnt in the journey. So I refer back to the reading. Psst. Wake up. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. That was such a lovely address. Really interesting. We're now for our second music, which is When I Get Where I'm Going.
And it's during this bit of music. If you wish to join in, absolutely wonderful. If you don't, you just want to watch the words, they've got a message of their own. But also, it's a lovely time to just send out those thoughts to those loved ones and ask them just to draw close, just to draw near, and just say, I remember you.
When I get where I'm going, on the far side of the sky, the first thing that I'm gonna do is spread my wings and fly. I'm gonna land beside a lion and run my fingers through his mane, or I might find out what it's like to ride a drop of rain. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. I'm gonna walk with my granddaddy, and he'll match me step for step, and I'll tell him how I've missed him every minute since he left. And then I'll hug his neck. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears. I will shed the sins and struggles I have carried all these years, and I'll leave my heart wide open. I will love and have no fear. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, don't cry for me down here. So much pain and so much darkness in this world we stumble through. All these questions I can't answer, and so much work to do. But when I get where I'm going, and I see my Maker's face, I'll stand forever in the light of His amazing grace. Yeah, when I get where I'm going, there'll be only happy tears.
demonstration, I would just like to ask all of you if you could turn your mobile phones off, if it's possible. And also too, if Lawrence gives you a message, could you give a nice clear yes or no? Because it does help the medium when they're working. Thank you.
Yeah, or just go away, Lawrence, stop talking to me, is absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. I'm just working with my first link here today. I know I've got a gentleman building up with me up here on the platform. I've got a strong, upright military bearing here. I hesitated there because I just thought for one moment it was my own father. So I know I've got a father's energy here. I know I've got a military background to this gentleman. I know that I stood very proud and erect, and I held that bearing very much, not only in my military career but further on. I also sense very much with this gentleman that military background carried on after the time serving in the military, and it's just making me aware that sometimes communication with this father was slightly strained, slightly difficult, because of this male reserve on top of the military reserve. Thank you. He's just saying, I found it hard to open my heart. Where are you going? Christine, am I with you, please?
Could be, yes.
Yeah, could be. What part are you missing?
No, it's all, no, not missing anything.
So you meant yes?
Yes.
Yes, Lawrence. See, it's yes or no. It's really not hard, everybody, all right? Thank you, because he took me directly over to you there. I do know this about you, but not so much, and that is not in my conscious mind at this time. Obviously, I sit in circle with you as well, and we do communicate, so I need that out in the open to clear away any doubts or misconceptions. He's talking about the now, and there is some anniversary around the now. So it's either just gone or just been, or even if not right now. But I know there's an anniversary, and it's linked to spirit, and I know that there is a heart-centered emotion going out on that link as well. Do you understand that, please?
Yes.
You do. Wonderful. He's bringing me around you at this time. He's just bringing in a very strong healing vibration here, and I know I want to be working with the legs because I know he's talking about mobility and getting around, and he's just saying this is something we need to overcome, my girl. He's slipped back into that energy of, you know, I am on duty now. As a proud father, he is saying, thank you. As a proud father, he is saying, he does bring forward an offering of, I know I wasn't everything, but I was the best that I could be. And I know that you understand that.
Yes.
And I know that you hold no... I'm trying to find a word that doesn't sound so hard. If I say grudge, I don't mean that in a harsh way. I know that the forgiveness is just there for the times when I couldn't express myself. And he said, and I am so deeply touched by that, I am. And in fact, there is an emotion coming up in the form of a tear here from this gentleman. But he's just really stood to attention and saluting you for everything in your life and that you do for others. All right? But he said, always look after number one, my girl. Always look after number one. He knows you are of a very giving nature, of your time, your energy, and your soul. He's saying, always look after number one, my girl. All right? He's just drawing me now into thoughts of the winter coming up here. And he said, look at it as a time to rest. Look at it as a time to rest. Get more in tune with the natural energies of the world. He's saying, look at this winter as a time to rest, because he's making me aware that winter is not your favourite time of year in the slightest.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah. See, I love it. I love winter. I love winter nights. Sorry, sir. I beg your pardon. But he's just saying, look at this as a time of rest, because next year you will be busy.
Yes.
Next year you will be busy, and you will need that conserve of energy that you will build up in this time, and that's self-love. Have we had thoughts of going swimming?
Not recently,
Okay, well, he's just put you in a swimming pool. In a nice way. Not held you down or anything, but in a nice way. Sorry. But yeah, just a thought. Just a thought. But I know that he is very much working on this winter energy of ways and means to build up that strength and stamina. All right, because he said you will need it because next year you've got to hit the floor running.
Yes.
All right, and once you start, you won't have the time. It's no use then sitting thinking, I wish I'd done that in the winter. All right, this is what he's saying. Anything else there? June the 16th means something, please.
Not as I can think.
Okay. Could you have a little research in that? And I feel this is something to do with Father's military side of it, because I know he's emblazoned it in italics, so it would be something that's written down with great pride and love and energy. You know, I scrawl a note to myself, or you go into the penmanship as well, and he's really gone into the penmanship with that. So yeah, June the 16th. If you can't remember the date, re-watch it later on.
Okay.
All right? Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Does it only do the one? All right, carry on. You'll go. Sue here is sat in the same development circle as me, so I think she should get up and work. And now she's gone hugely red, so I don't think I'll brochure anymore, otherwise we're going to need a healer on the
I'm
platform.
hoping he's joking.
No, I wasn't. Yes or no?
No,
Right.
at the moment.
That's all right, fine.
Give me
No, I
another
don't,
few
don't make excuses. That's fine. Never get asked again. Right, I do apologise. That bit of humour there is very much linked to the gentleman who's just stepping into my energy now up here. I know I've got a joker with this. Oh, okay. I've got a joker with this man. I've got a great sense of humour, but I've also got a huge amount of respect for other people. Thank you. My humour wouldn't be taking at other people's expense. It would just be humour. I know when this guy walked in, he showed me in like a bar. No, this is like a club setting. I don't mean our generation club. I'm talking about the old-fashioned, like a Legion, British Legion club or something like that. I'm in this energy a lot with this gentleman, and I know people would have smiled when he came in because he's just got this great energy and humour. You could always rely on this guy to make you smile. Even just the thought of him brought a smile. And the name of Ted would also be recognised by the recipient. Is this your name? This is not his name, but I know the name of Ted would be associated within that grouping. And I want to come to Mum down here, please. Mum, could I just sit down here and here we go, talk to you. Would you understand a gentleman coming in here? I've got a great sense of fun with this man, always the one to bring a laugh and a smile, but he has a huge respect for people. He wouldn't use his humour to make people, at people's expense. He would just bring it into laughter. But I know I'm going into a club experience, something like the Legion or some sort of a social club, that sort of environment with him. Do you understand him?
Yeah.
You do understand him. Would you also recognise or remember the name of Ted as well? Because I want to be in that era. I know I'm going back quite a number of years, but I know there was a group here that would meet up down there in this clubbing environment. If you can't recall straight away, absolutely fine. He is. He's just got brilliant humour. He's just saying, there's my girl, and he's right there with you. I'm aware that there is an issue with the back, but he's just got his arm round you and giving you a lot of healing there on his back. In your mind, you've been going back quite a few years and recollecting memories of late. Memories, little memories keep popping up randomly. You'll just be sat there and suddenly, you're back about 30 years and at that time, and that'll disappear. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And he's just saying, when you put out those memories, you're opening the doors to all of us, because there's quite a mixed crowd here in this sort of like social club environment. And I know this would have been, it feels like it would have been like a weekly event, like Sunday lunch, we would all go down the club and meet up or something. And I feel also at that time there would have been something associated with this, like an old-fashioned meat raffle or something, because I know it brought everybody together.
Yes.
And this is what he's bringing around you, is still that love. Because if I was to give you everybody that's queuing up here, everybody would have left by now. It would have got dark outside. But just take it, they're all there, and they're having a right old knees up. They're having a right knees up here, but they are sending you their love. All right, and they're sending you their upliftment, and not forgetting your lovely daughter there as well. All right, because it represents, that was very much the values of those time. Family and friends were everything.
Yeah.
And whatever they needed, people would sort it out. All right, but they're just bringing in, working with you now, that acknowledgement of all that you do, and they're going, great. Right. It's just literally how it's just. So I also, with this guy, I would have a bit of a gruffness to his voice, because the way he just pronounced that, great, there would have been an accent there as well. Yeah, he's rolling, oh right, yeah, we're going down the old Dorset route with this guy as well. That's why I'm getting the accent now. Yeah. In Dorset, we roll our R's. And you can interpret that however you like, my darlings. But it's just overjoyed just to have this moment with you, all right? And bring you that love and that upliftment and everything. All right, sweetie? Thank you. Get my arms back up here now. Thank you, sir. Step back. Got a ladies' energy building up here, and as I am becoming more aware of her, I am getting drawn to the area here where we do healing. So I know this lady would have had a healing understanding within her life. I don't feel as though I am a spiritual healer, but there is certainly some healing discipline with this lady. So whether that manifested in like crystals or whatever, she's not telling me at the moment, crystals. She has mentioned crystals, just as I said that. But also this lady has a natural healing aura. One of these people, okay, I'll take that off later. One of these people that when we meet them we feel calm, we feel peaceful, and you can just feel that energy, whether consciously or not, we can just feel that energy. Do take me to where you're going. Hello.
Hello.
Sue.
I think it's my auntie.
All right. So, yes, she's just told me it's your auntie. No, she didn't. All right, I'm just taking the mickey, okay? But you would understand the description of this lady, because I'm just getting that energy around her that I just, when she came in, I'm just like, oh, I want to stop working and just sit and imbue that peace. Again, I know you. We sit in circle together and work together a lot with events within this church. I have heard messages from your aunt in the past, but like everybody, we cannot recall them. However, she is just coming in very much at this time in great support of you. I do understand with your personal life there are things, mountains to climb. She's there very much giving you that upliftment. Yeah, and that bringing her energy in to complement your energy as well.
She could have been a healer.
Yeah, she was. It's just there. You know, we don't have to run out and put our hands on people. The judges told me not to do that anyway anymore, so anyway. But also as a medium, we don't have to stand up here. It's every day, and this lady was an everyday healer. She is drawing me very much into an outside area here where I know, is this Sue or you? You. With this lady, there would have been an understanding of herbs and things in the garden. Because I'm hearing words like borage and dandelions would have actually had a part to play. I wouldn't have a salad off of her. But it's all right, I don't mind looking at dandelions, but I'm not yet up to eating one. But anyway. So I know with this lady that She just said, do you know what? When I'm here, now, talk clearly. She's just saying, here, in the life between lives, I look at what I didn't do. And she says, I don't look at it with regret. I don't look at it with sorrow. She said, because one day that opportunity will come again. And she's just referring to me and she's laughing. And she said, similar to you, how did I miss it? How did I miss it? But I did, and it doesn't matter. She said, because I work through you. When you are working as a spiritual healer, sorry to point, we're not casting spells, but if there's a giant frog in that seat in a minute, I'm out the door. When you are working as a healer, would you feel on your left-hand side a warmth? If you're not aware, please, when you're working as a healer, feel that warmth, because she's just put it on me and it's just coming down there, down to the elbow.
Okay,
And it's just, it's such a pleasant warmth.
yeah,
Please look out for
I
that,
will.
and that's her. So acknowledge.
Yes, I've just seen her in pale blue.
Brilliant. And pale blue. Ah. Okay, working with that energy. Thank you. She hadn't shown me that. But the pale blue as well is working very much not on our physical side for healing for you, but also on our very much on our emotional and mental side. All right. So that is a gift that she's bringing you, which has been outlined by your own description. So that's very good. Very good. Just saying anything else? She went, no, that's all. Thank you.
She's like that.
Yeah, and she's off. No, thank you. Goodbye. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've just been drawn to a name on one of the cards here for healing. But I also want to give that name coming from Spirit. I don't feel this person too close to me at the moment, but I know the name of Celia would mean something to somebody here from Spirit.
Oh, from Spirit.
From
That's Mum's name.
All right. No, she's definitely here. Yep, she's here. Bless
Sorry,
her.
I
That's all right.
misunderstood what you meant.
But I know somebody would understand the name of Celia being called out from Spirit here. And as this... I'm so sorry. As this lady is drawing closer to me, I know I've got a constriction thing going on with my throat here, which was very much towards the latter years of life. This is a need for constantly swallowing and clearing of the throat. Take it away, please. Thank you. Pam, this is where I test everybody to find out if you're listening, and obviously
Yeah, no,
you have. Would you understand this, please?
could be my mother.
Okay. Would you understand this need for constantly clearing and swallowing with the throat? But I feel this was...
Esophagus cancer.
Okay, well, I don't know how that manifests. That's just a symptom. Okay. But I know this was not just at the end. This was for a while.
Oh, wow.
For a while. Okay. She's just talking about... She said, I just kept doing it and it became part and accustomed to my... Sorry, I'm slowing down. I just became accustomed to this and didn't chase it up and follow it up and find out what was causing it until much further down the line. And I know that it was talked about within the family also that, oh, if only she had gone sooner. Yeah? But she's saying, do you know what, my Diane? What's that word? What about? Do you know what? It was my time. And she said, I'd done my job. And she said, do you know what? I went home the most happiest person ever. She said, because when I look back and everything, the family, she said, I didn't leave anything unfinished. And she said, and that relieved me of so much through journeying over. It did, because I had nothing. Yes. I missed you. She had a knowing as well about this. She knew that death was a doorway, not a cul-de-sac. Yeah. Because she said, I knew that I would be able to come back and visit whenever I wanted. She said, but I know that I had left everything in quite order. In the house as well, with who you've identified as your mother, I think. Your mother here, I know things would have been very much in order. I'm seeing like a windowsill here, and there's a couple of like ornaments, and there's a couple of plants, but in ceramic pots. They were never out in their plucky pots. But it's almost military position here. I want to get a ruler and measure the distance, because they are just so,
Right.
yeah, just so. Absolutely lovely. She's building up here stronger with my energy. I know I've got such a nurturing energy as well with this lady. There was nothing I couldn't tell her, and nothing she wouldn't listen to. She may put something to one side for the moment to give thought, but she wouldn't dismiss it. Because if somebody had said it to me, that meant they were concerned, and if they were concerned, I was concerned for them. So I always listened. How wonderful, how wonderful. Are you aware, this is great, your mother was one of the group that met your husband?
I'm not surprised.
Right, but there was a group. I know I haven't got husband here, but she's just relating that memory to me. There was a group, because there was that bond between them on the earth plane.
Absolutely.
And she, all right, just told her to calm down. She said, well, where else would I be? She's very straightforward there, talking. Lovely, absolutely beautiful lady. Again, I do know you and parts and parcels of you, but I do want to be working on healing. And I'm coming down here on my lower arm and into my hands as well. I know there's heat. Oh, you're right. We got the screws, they used to call it, the arthritis condition.
She had that, and she also had the, whatever it's called, she had breast cancer. And
Ah,
then
right.
lungs.
Well, sorry, I didn't realise. I thought I was putting that to you, but sorry, you've just identified that was Mum. But I know then that that was particular because it stopped me doing so much. It stopped me doing so much. All right. I know everybody has to cook to survive, whether it be ding or by hand. And I know sometimes we can say generationally, grandmother liked to cook. Well, if grandmother didn't cook in those years, they never ate. It was as simple as that. So that's not evidential. But I am seeing with this lady like fluted pies and pastry work. And I'm seeing it gathered up again and again with this each flute would be an exact size slice of the pie. If you see my pastry work, you'll die. It's hideous. But this pastry work shows a craft, a dedication, but most of all a love put into it. Most of all a love. So if I was going to serve it up, it looked the part, and it always did. She's hugely interested, she's telling me, in your pathway here. Absolutely hugely. She just loves it. She loves your artistic side. She loves your healing side that's coming out more and more to the fore. And she's very active around you and bringing that energy into support. Because she's finding it. She's not stepping forward so close that I can actually sense, but she's just one step back with the energy to support you, and she is so fascinated by it. Brilliant. I just said, will you ever step forward? She just said, I may. Fair enough. No promises, I may. But she is very much there in your energy field when she's working, all right? You've said a prayer for her. You sent out a prayer for her because she heard the prayer. Was this when you passed? This was while she was still on the earth,
Yes.
and she heard. Oh, I don't want to know that. Thanks. She heard it and said, "I know, and I did." Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Absolutely
Thank you
beautiful.
very much, Lauren.
You have to do more.
Hmm?
Hmm? Come on, you're the chairman.
Eh?
Sorry, that's right, that's right. Right. Now changing the way they work. It's always good fun, isn't it? I'd like to come to the lady there in the white next to the wall, please, if I may. Yeah. No idea why, I just, boom, the energies went over there. Would I be right, okay. Would I be right with you, my love, at this time that you are really investigating this aspect of your life? That there's questions here about spirituality, spiritualism, and you're actually finding the time now to delve into it a bit more. It's always been in your aura, but now it seems like the questions are more concise. Rather than show me, we're saying show me X, Y, Z. So we're getting a little bit more focused. Would you understand that, please? Is this you that works as Reiki? No? Okay. Okay, why are you showing me that then? Right. There's a gentleman building up here, but at the moment he stood right back out of my energy and I can't really get a good sense of him just at this time. But he's just bringing in thoughts and almost like motion pictures into my mind. You all right, sweetie? Relating to you. The Reiki came in as the Reiki symbols here, but they do denote that a healing path is a potential avenue for us, all right? You never let anybody stood on a platform in a church or a centre tell you what you're going to be. Anybody up here should just open doors. So this gentleman is just making me aware that within you there is the ability to heal. Now, whether that manifests in the discipline of Reiki, because he's just, thank you, closer. He's just saying you like an order to things. You're not too good on going with the flow. You want to have an order. You know, if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to plan a meal, it will be prepped out and ready, and I do this at that time. So I like that. Join the club, love. There is nothing like spontaneity as long as it's well planned and organised in my book. And I know that I'm talking to a kindred flame here that I like that order. So the Reiki came in because that discipline does work to an order. But as all things, it's sometimes a door opening to other abilities, but that's for a much later date. I need you in for the evidence. I'm feeling a father's energy coming in here. There is a slight hesitancy in him coming forward. Don't misread that and don't misconstrue it, but there is just this slight hesitancy coming forward. Is this with you, sir? This gentleman's not too familiar in communicating this way. Alright, so he's just sort of like feeling his way. As mediums up here in the flesh learn how to work with spirit, spirit also learn how to work with us. And bless his heart, he's having to learn to work with me. So apologies out to your father. Right. I know there was a humour coming in there with him. He had a little giggle with this, so I know Dad would have a nice humour about him. Again, slightly similar vibration to the gentleman here. Would laugh with people but not at people. Alright? I know I've got a quietness as well. There's a certain reserve with this gentleman when he was on the earth. Some people, like me, when you go in a room, here I am. Other people just walking quietly. Dad, very much the walking quietly. Also, he's just showing me memories here of sitting, there was like an armchair situation, one of the high back ones. And I know I've got like the big papers, the papers that you have to, it's like origami trying to read it, all right? But I know those times were quite precious to him because he was quite at peace. When he didn't have to be mixing with people. He's not saying he's antisocial, but I just found quite a comfort in my own company at times. It's also bringing forward here, there's a little doggy, and I want to say a wee doggy coming in, but this is going back apart on his timeline. But yeah, there's a wee doggy there, and he loved that little doggy because he said he didn't talk, and he said, and I love that. I like your dad. He's very much my energy. Around you, please, would you understand a situation where a ring has been removed? So we're talking there's been a break of a relationship.
What, with my dad?
No, around you. He's talking about you on the earth plane. Apologies, sorry, sir. Would you understand that, please?
Yeah.
You do. There's just been a break of relationship. I'm just asking him for a little bit more evidence about him, whether it be through your life of observations from him or him himself. Okay. Just making me aware with yourself here, there's, with your path on the earth, it's been quite difficult for you to keep on your path. It's almost like I'm getting pulled to one side and the other. And instead of progressing the way I want to be, it seems like everything... Sorry?
I'm difficult.
Yeah, that's all right, we like difficult people, lovely. But yeah, it's not like I'm marching on briskly with this path, where I'm going. Because you have ideas, you have options, but you said, I just want to bring your focus down now and just sit with these options he's talking about, and then bring in your talent of the organising and going, okay, well, I will look into this and I will look into that. Because I just feel like I can't walk in a straight line here. I'm just like that. I get swayed by thoughts, yeah? I know I'm not explaining that very well, but I think you're picking up on the energy of this. And he just wants to gather your thoughts and just to enable you to progress faster. All right?
What is there like? I could go this way, that way, or that way.
Exactly.
Me.
Yeah. Exactly. I've got, you know, I'm like this, and because I've got these decisions and not committing, that I'm not really progressing. I'm just sort of like going side to side. People watching this at home will think, what is he doing? But yeah, he's just saying, use your ability to bring structure into what you're looking at. He said, don't have the thought and let it go. Get the thought, write it down, then let it go. And then when you look at what you've written down, just think, well, okay, I want to chase that up. Or actually, no, that doesn't feel right for me. But I know you've got a searching, inquiring mind here. Thank you. And he's telling me very absorbent as well. You do take in information. He said, but just sometimes it becomes such a whirl of information, it's very hard to make a decision going forward. So he's just, as a suggestion, Spirit will give us ideas. If we do it, great. If we don't do it, great. They don't live our life, we live our life. His suggestion is just to start defining where you want to go. And follow that, he's saying. Follow that. All right? Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Right. Thank you, Lawrence. That was lovely. Here's just a few of the notices. Sunday at 11 a.m, Mark Reynolds and
Mike Ryland.
Mark Ryland.
Close.
I'm new to this. Right.
You can only use that excuse once.
Monday, 7:15, is a lovely healing night where the healers I hear, and the atmosphere is so beautiful. Wednesday, we have Heather Conclaves. And Friday, the 29th, from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock, is our bereavement group, which has helped a lot of people. And it's, again, a very nice morning. And the online news, I've smudged. I'm sorry. I can say that.
Look, I'll write it all out. And what do? Put those grubby little hands all over it. Our online activities, Monday night at 7 o'clock and Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We have our 5-minute meditation. This Saturday night we will not be live online. You will find out soon, but it's so funny. The normal Saturday nights will resume on Saturday week.
Oh, right,
That's
okay.
it. I'll hold you out and I'll carry on.
Right. So that's the end of the notices. I would just like to say thank you for joining us. And oh no, you've got to give a closing.
No, that's all right, carry on. No, we'll just
I
stop
would
you mid-stride.
Also too that we have a collection dish at the end here. If anybody would like to contribute towards the upkeep of the church, would be nice. And a big thank you for all the healers and volunteers within the church as well. And now Lawrence will give his closing prayer.
Lovely, thank you. So once more, dear friends, just join together. Let out that little sigh. Let go of all those things that ail us for this time. And give thanks at this time of communion and community. This time where each and every one of us are included and part and parcel of this divine gathering here today. And take that energy forward with you to be used in healing, upliftment, in joy, in a smile. But just take forward from this church this day that ability just to make that small difference that can mean so much to those who we meet. Amen. I'd like to thank Sue for volunteering to chair today. Thank you, Sue.
Pleasure.
Absolutely, well done, well done, well done. Thank you all for coming, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future soon. Bye-bye.
Okay.